Hey Stampers, this is Susan with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. I have another fun card to show you. Once again, I'm using the Eastern Palace Suite. So this is the stamp set, Eastern Beauty. And as you can see, I've stuck my framelits inside the cover with a magnetic sheet to keep them all together. We're going to be using the Fresh Fig Coordinating Color, which is a new ink color. I'm using some of that Designer Series paper. So I'm just going to show you a quick demonstration of how I put this card together, and all the details are on my blog at pumpkinhillstampers.com, or feel free to contact me with any questions, and I'm happy to share and enlighten you. So let's go ahead and get started. Here is our bundle of papers. I'm using Very Vanilla as my base color. So here's our base card. Here's going to be our mounts. So let's go ahead and put our layers together first. So I'm using Fast Fuse, which is one of our newer adhesives, and one trick with it is to pull and kind of give it like a tug or a check mark to the side to get it to lift off of the adhesive roll. It's a little tricky, but it takes a little practice, but it is a really strong adhesive. So now I've cut these pieces down so that I have a little bit of a border with that Very Vanilla. So I put my biggest one down first, and then I always try to get it so my edges are about right, and then I work from there. Pretty pattern there. And all this paper is from the Eastern Palace Suite Designer Series paper. So now that's going to get mounted onto a piece of Fresh Fig. And then the Fresh Fig is going to get put on the front of our card with some dimensionals. Okay, so I'm just going to remove these backers and place this on the front of my card. So I'm having my card open this way. So I'm just going to try to get, like I said, an even framing around there. Okay, so let's do some Big Shot dies. So for this one, I'm using this large die that comes with the Eastern Palace, and I'm also using this one that looks like a flower. But then I'm also using a circle, layering circle framelit around this big one, and we're going to cut those all at the same time to get the desired effect. So let me bring my Big Shot machine in. Okay, so take my clear plate off for a second. So I've got my precision plate on there, which is nice for these intricate cuts. So there's one. And you can see how that fits just inside that other circle. So you can cut them at the same time. And you can even put more circles from the set inside those if you want more intricate cuts. I'm just going to run that through. And then I always give it a quick peek before I remove that die. Make sure that my edges have cut loose, and that one did. And this one looks like it cut through pretty well too. The outside ring. And those all look like they cut, so now I'll move that out of the way. Okay, so now this one we need to pop all these little spots out of. I'm just running my fingernail in there. Every once in a while you'll have one that doesn't quite cut through. Then I usually use a piece of wax paper the next time I use the die, lube it up a little bit, or run it through the Big Shot twice, backwards and forwards. And that will make sure that your cuts are nice and deep where they're supposed to be. Okay, so there's that. Now this one, when I take off this die, it actually doesn't free it from the paper, which is neat on a different card. But this one, we actually want it freed up. So we're going to take our scissors and just come in behind the petals and between the petals and just give it a little snip. So that's going to free the card from the die. One more. Oh, no, one more. Okay. So, and then I'm just gonna pop the little pieces that were cut in those outside edges here. Okay, so got our two dies. And if we go back and look at the card, you'll see I've got those two dies layered up together. Okay? So I'm going to put a little adhesive on the back of my fresh fig. And then I'm going to layer this. So I always kind of look at cards north, south, east, west if there's a pattern, and this one has one. And then this one, if I come down and I meet that with this north, south, east, west coordination, then we end up with those cool half circles between all those petals. Okay, and you can even give those a little bit of a bend if you want it to look more like a flower. Okay, so now that one I'm going to pop up on the front of my card with dimensionals. Two should do the trick. And then that I'm going to center on this line. There. Okay, now we just have the greeting left. So I have a piece of Very Vanilla. I have my fresh fig ink. Okay, so first I'm going to stamp the circle, which is part of the set. Then I'm going to stamp the words inside the circle. And then I'm going to punch it out with my 2-inch punch. So I always use it upside down so I can see what I'm doing. Center it in there, and voila, there we go. Okay, so now, move that so we don't get ink where we don't want it. I'm just going to flip that over and add some of this adhesive. See, I forgot to check it. It clung on there. And that goes right in the center of that flower. So there's that. So now just to add a little bit of sass to the inside, I'm going to use this cool diamond, I guess, looking stamp, and I'm just going to stamp a little embellishment in here. And then on my envelope, I'm going back and I'm going to use this circle stamp again, and then again I'm using this embellished flare there. So there you have it. That's the card in full. I hope you enjoyed this quick demonstration. If you have these products, give it a try. It's fun. And if you don't have the products and you're interested, you can contact me to order them or your demonstrator that you work with, and I'm happy to share. So until next time, have a great day and happy stamping!